You sit down to play 140 BPM is fine for 4 bars. Then your left foot twitches, you lose rebound, and your timing falls apart. You think it's your speed, but it's not. It's how your right side has been silently carrying your foot technique, and your left never learned how to properly pull its own weight. And most drummers chase speed drills to break those plateaus, but they ignore the real problem. Your left foot can't hold its own. It can't generate rebound, it can't stand time, and the irony? If you just fix that one thing, your timing, your power, and your speed, they all get better. Instead of brute force, you get balance. And in a second, I'll show you how one of my students, John, finally broke through after months of struggle. But first, here's why this happens. I want you to try this. Take a pen and write your name with your right hand. Now, switch it over to your left hand. Same person, same brain, totally different control, right? And that's exactly what's happening with your footwork. Your right foot's been active for years on your kick drum, so it's been giving constant feedback. And your left foot, well, it's mostly along for the ride. That's why you can cruise at 150 BPM until you try starting with your left foot. Then, it all falls apart. And this isn't just a guess. Neuroscience backs it. Motor skill develops through reps, feedback, and attention. Your dominant side gets all three. Your weak side gets none, unless you train it intentionally. By the way, if this is already making sense for you, I made a free starter pack to help you fix this fast. You can grab it in the description below. Now, here's what most drummers try that seems smart. Well, just switch your kit around. Or try leading with your left foot for a while. And yes, that can help some drummers. But here's the problem. It doesn't rebuild the motor skill. It just changes the context in which you're playing it. Now, your left foot might survive the pattern, but it's not learning to lead with control. And there's research on this. In motor learning, switching context without targeted reps doesn't rewire the brain. It just adds more noise. So what do most drummers do next? Well, they grind more singles. They try heel toe. They swap out their pedals, and they chase faster speeds. But none of this solves the core issue. Your left foot isn't trained to generate rebound or start time on its own. You don't need more drills, you need the right kind of reps. Here's what worked for my student John. He could already play past 200 BPM, but the mid-tempos? Brutal. His feet felt disconnected, his tension shot up, and his heels were way too high. And so nothing felt consistent as a result. We didn't change his pedals, we didn't add ankle weights, we changed the structure of how he was training. We started with 2 simple patterns. The first pattern is just alternating eighth notes. You're gonna lead with the right side, and then the second pattern is leading with the left. Same reps, but reversed. And so this isn't about which foot hits first, it's about forcing each side to take the lead. Because most drummers let their weak foot follow, but never challenge it to generate the rebound and the timing from the top. This wakes it up, but here's the catch. If you always practice even groupings, your body adapts to that predictability. That's why we move to odd number groupings next. They break that symmetry, they force a true lead swap. And that's when your weak side cannot hide. And I'll show you the exact one I use in a second, plus how to avoid the trap most drummers fall into. When your weak side leads, your brain has to generate the impulse and not just react to your strong side. And that's when your whole system locks in. But because it feels too simple, most drummers just skip it completely and stay stuck. Now, once you've got the basic lead control, we test it. And this is where things either fall apart or get really fast. So we use a 4-note loop called the fusion diddle. And my good friend Alex Cohen showed me this one. And it's brutal in the best way. So it goes like this. Right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left. And every bar flips a lead. And every bar exposes the weak link. At this point, you can't hide behind muscle memory. If your left foot hasn't built real timing and rebound, you're gonna feel this immediately. But here's the mistake most drummers make. They only train singles and only on the downbeats. Problem is, real music doesn't work that way. Your fills, your grooves, your transitions, your weak foot lands on the upbeat more often than you think. So if you only trained it to fire on the downbeats like 1, 2, 3, 4, it falls apart everywhere else. And that's why we add the odd note groupings. 3s, 5s, 7s. That way we can break the symmetry. They pull that weak side into awkward, unpredictable territory, and once it adapts there, well, that's when real control starts to show up in your playing. And if you want to make it even harder, well, of course, add the hands on top. Now you're simulating real-world chaos. But here's the twist. That chaos doesn't add slop. It actually forces your body to organize under pressure. And that's what separates strong feet from just fast, uncontrolled feet. And this is the kind of work I do with drummers who are stuck at mid-tempos. Not the ones who are trying to go 300 BPM, the ones who are trying to stay clean, composed, and relaxed. Because what you're really building here is control on both sides. And that's where the split lead method comes in. One foot drives while the other foot follows. Then you flip it. And that flip is what exposes imbalance and it fixes it. And so fast feet don't matter if the weak one can't follow. Remember John? He could blast clean past 200, but 140 just wrecked him. Tension, high heel height, sloppy rebound. And he tried all the usual stuff too, like switching pedals, angles, adjustments, spring tension, and none of that seemed to work for him. And so we didn't change his gear, we just flipped the reps. And 30 days later, same kit, totally different feel. His playing was relaxed, even, and finally repeatable. And if this hits home, I made you a free starter pack on this. It walks you through how to rebuild your footwork from the ground up using the exact patterns we covered today. Grab it from the link in the description below and re-watch this video with it next to you. And if you want a custom plan built around your current technique, I would encourage you to book a technique audit below in the link and in the description. See, a lot of drummers think they're using the ankle technique, but if you're fighting the pedal, you're still in full leg mode. And here's how to spot the difference instantly and fix it. Just watch this video next.